Hello there you, and welcome to the 404th Krieg Siege Regiment. We're about to storm these NURGLE-held lines. Will the Kriegers be able to break through the trench lines with the help of a few Space Marines? Or will the demon powers of the warp stand strong once again? As always, if you do enjoy this content, do leave a like and consider subscribing, as that's the best way to support the channel. Now, let's get on with the battle. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this, the first glorious charge, the first wave of Kriegsmen to ascend upon the chaos-held lines here. And already we've got artillery starting to rain down upon our poor Imperial Guardsmen here as they make their way to that front. Now the Chaos have definitely got a hard position here. Chaos Warriors, there's plague-ridden in amongst them. There's Chaos Spawn, and there's a heck of a lot of Renegade Gunners defending that trench. So hopefully here the Kriegers, along with the help of a couple of conscripts, are going to be able to bust through them lines. Like I said, we have got a couple of Space Marines in amongst here, but it's really hard to see them in this gigantic sea of attacking troops that we've got here. And the first bullets are already starting to whiz overhead. 41,000 losses already to the Imperium of Man here as they make their way forward slowly but surely. The first conscripts crashing into that front line, and already the plague-ridden here charging forth out of the trenches to greet them on the battlefield. They're being backed up by loads of Renegade Gunners here, but laying down that covering fire, hoping to keep the Imperium at bay. And the Imperium at the moment is taking monumental losses. We're coming up to 70,000 kills in our opening salvo here. And the Imperial Guard have met the demons head on here, and they're going to fight for control of the no man's land. Let's go down to the flank though and see what's happening over this side, because the Chaos have only got so many units to be able to cover the flank. You can see the Imperials here being a bit forewarned about a ditch at the moment, trying to find a way to path through it. They're taking heavy losses though. Already the bodies are starting to pile up in our trench line here. It is going to be a brutal assault for the Imperial Guard. They are getting to that front line, engaging with the Renegade Gunners here, but the covering fire is just too much. Poor old conscripts are losing thousands and thousands of lives here, but they have actually got to the trench line just a little bit. We can see the Chaos Sport there, flinging units about through the air. The trench line is devolving into absolute madness though. The front line is already a mosaic of bodies here. We can see the conscripts charging in. They're being met with strong demon resistance at the moment. Artillery also is pounding home. Hopefully the Kriegers with their long-range Hellbore rifles will be able to lay down some covering fire and get them artillery crews dead pretty soon, hopefully. They're going to need it because that artillery is just absolutely raining down on our front lines. You can see the strong demon presence at the moment though has thwarted the attack of the Imperial Guard. The Imperial bodies are starting to pile up in this horrible defilade that has been created here in front of the Chaos Trench. It kind of makes you wonder how the Chaos created the first trenches, doesn't it? But look at this. This is only the first wave of Imperial Guardsmen though. There will be another wave like it after it. Here we go. The Space Marines here on the front line, chainsaws at the ready. The Black Templars going absolutely mental for melee combat here. And the Imperium of Man has made some progress. They've broken that front line of the Renegade Gunners here. They've got through a couple of demons, and now they're pushing on into the Renegade Gunners. They're yet to get to the trench though, with 230,000 losses to the Imperium of Man. Can they keep up this aggression rate at the moment? They're making good progress so far, assaulting the outer trench line. But again, the losses, they're taking so many here. There's only 400,000 defenders. The Imperium are throwing over 1 million men in this one assault. You can see the trench line slowly starting to fill up with goo here. It is getting very intense. The Imperium here, though, are clearing out that front. But again, they're taking them losses from the Renegade Gunners, just piling up the bodies here into the trench. At one point, that's going to be the only way they can get through these trenches. As they slowly fill up with blood, the Imperium is going to have to build corpse bridges to get across them. It's the only way they're going to be able to do it. At the moment, though, you can see they're trying to find these little gaps. It's a serious assault on the end of the trench line here. The Chaos are holding firm, though, for now, able to keep the Imperium at bay at the first trench line. That is good news for the Chaos for now. And as it slowly fills up with blood, like I said, the terrain becomes less and less pathable. We have to build up the bodies. We get no choice. You can see there's a couple of Chaos still in our trench line here, holding firm. Four Imperial corpses raining down upon top of them here. But if that keeps up, we will fill in the trench. How are we doing on our far flank over this side? Again, insane losses are being had by the Imperium here as they try to push and find a way around this trench, which has now turned into an actual river on this side of the field. Oh my god, that's pretty insane. We need to get this filled in pretty quickly and continue the assault here if you're a fan of the Imperial Guard. Imperial Guard, though, are throwing absolutely everything they can at this in terms of a melee assault. They really need to break this flanking maneuver, actually. But we have got a lot of demons over here holding back and pushing back the Imperial conscripts. Look at that, though. There is a bit of break in the line here. The Imperium comes surging forward right into the Renegade Gunners, still taking heavy losses, though, as they do so. But bit by bit, the Imperium is pushing back chaos in certain sectors of the battlefield. In others, they're having a little bit more of a struggle here, especially with these kind of creatures on the battlefield. My god, a NURGLE spawn here just ripping us up to poor Imperial Guardsmen. Oh my god, your black armor's not going to save you against that, is it? And just look at that battlefield that stretches off into the distance. Absolute craziness here. The Imperials, though, now coming up to 500,000 losses. And the assault on the trench line is in full swing, I will say now. They're starting to pile up them bodies. In places, they will be getting across, like over here. Look at this. They've sort of built up enough bodies to start getting across the blood, but not quite yet. Though I will imagine in a few moments' time, that'll be completely covered. How are we doing down the rest of the field? Again, more bodies being built up here, though this time the Chaos have actually managed to assault across the corpses here to take on the Imperium in a headlong charge. Look at this, we've actually cleared out a lot of area here. A lot of Renegade Gunners have lost their lives here to the firepower that's coming out. Like we have got Kriegers with the Hellbore rifles in amongst them here. So it is a full-on Krieg assault. The command bunker is slowly being cleared out here for the Chaos. The Chaos need to hold this center line. This is a devastating blow if they lose this area. It's really easy to defend, so the Chaos should hold on to that pretty nicely. We have got a second line of defense should this first one falter here. So we have got a second line of trench line here, but again, the Imperium looks like they're trying to push this one already. Having successfully cleared out the front fields over there, they're now pushing heavily into this area, taking stupendous losses though. Oh my god, look at that. They're all coming to a head in that one area. Further down the line, more and more demons from the Chaos side are trying to push out and stop this charge into the secondary line. And it's been quite effective, actually. Looks like the Imperium have actually managed to build up a few bodies on this side and are now storming into the flank. That is bad news for Chaos here. Renegade Gunners up for the chop as the Imperium charge forward with their bayonets and their shovels, taking as many of them to the grave as they possibly can. But yeah, this battlefield has quickly become a quagmire of death here. No matter who wins, Khorne is empowered in this battlefield. Just look at the sea of red, bullets are flying it this way and that. It doesn't look like, though, that the Imperium has managed to kill most of the artillery here, shooting down all its crew members. The guns have fallen silent, but the Imperium are still trying to push that centre mass, and they are taking so many losses now. We have gone over 600,000 losses here for the Imperium. They have got 85,000 kills, but it's not enough yet. The defenders here holding stalwart. The Imperium need to cross this trench line. But look at this. Oh god, that is a large Chaos counter-charge that we have on this side. It is trying to hold that front line. The Imperium are greeted here with a wall of guns. How many losses the Imperium are taking each second? There's about 2,000 to 3,000 a second dying at the moment. That's kind of crazy. But it does feel like the Imperium are making progress here. We have covered in a large chunk of this trench now in bodies, enough for the Imperium to start packing through it. I doubt even any of these guys know what they're actually treading on to get to the front line here. They don't even know that there was a trench. That's the crazy thing. The guys at the back who are traversing over this terrain won't even know that there was a trench line here, because it's been completely covered in blood and bodies. There is no trench line there anymore. That's crazy to think about. Look at this, though. The Imperium still trying to breach this trench line in other places. They're having a hell of a struggle as the Plague Ridden come forward. The covering fire coming out from the Renegade Gunners as well is pretty significant. Though it does look like we're having a large success on this side of the field here. The Imperium managing to break through the trench line now, traversing over the top right into the jaws of the waiting Chaos Renegade Gunners. The Imperium, this is going to be a costly assault here. This is the only foothold over this side that they've really got. Actually, no, that's a lie. They've got one over here starting to form, but it's not quite there yet. The Imperium here then throwing everything that they can into that one little breach. This one will open up pretty quickly if they keep on attacking it like this. But it is a heavy amount of attrition that they're taking for these assaults. I mean, just look at this battle line. It's insanity no matter where you're looking here. But our Kriegers are not faltering. The conscripts are not faltering. I'm a little bit worried because this is a chaos flanking maneuver that has come out. It's pushed out to the trench line here and is trying to wrap around the outer flank of the attacking Imperium. But we have got a lot of Kriegsmen stepping up to the plate. They heard that there was demons on the flank, and my oh my, they've got their shovels and they've headed right there. But I'm a little bit worried about this crossfire that the Imperium are going to be suffering. I mean, just look at this area here. Conscripts are just being melted. They are getting up over that hill and disappearing into a pile of bodies. Look, my God, look at that combat line. Warhammer is a truly insane battlefield, man. Look at that. Just thousands of death every second. The battlefield changes so much from all the corpses and blood that you just don't know what's terrain anymore. Like I said, can you spot the trench line? Because I just see a few puddles left now. Again, look at this assault though. The Imperium did actually manage to break through on this side. Again, taking extreme losses, trying to get through. These narrow little gaps allow the Chaos to really focus their fire down. How's the command bunker doing for the Chaos side over this side? Okay, so it looks like the Imperium have half captured the command bunker here. Again, insane losses have been had. Oh my, they just can't keep up this attrition rate, the Imperium can't. The Chaos are going to storm over them. I mean, they've broken past a couple of the trench lines here. Again, this is only the first wave, so, you know, luckily there will be a second wave like this for the Imperium. But this has been a very costly maneuver here. Though I will say they have actually taken out that first trench line properly here. So the Chaos have only got a secondary line of defense now, unless they dig out all these bodies. Look at that glorious assault headed off into the distance. Really interesting to see what happens on the distant flank over there where the Chaos actually managed to push around. So on this side, it kind of looks like the Imperium of Man has a little bit of an upper hand. We're starting to pen in these last bits of renegade gunners over this side. Again, we've also got the Death Corps of Krieg now laying down covering fire from over this side of the field. There's a good chunk of Hellball rifles shooting back. But the question is, who's got the superior area? I mean, look at this. A lovely, lovely line of Kriegers here. Just shooting it down into the amassed horde there of the Chaos Army. In this battlefield as well, man. Oh, there's nothing left. There is no floor. There's just death and destruction. Wanted death and destruction. And I absolutely love it. But I am absolutely delighted. Oh my God, we got another assault here trying to break through. The Imperium here, yet again, lining up the men, ready for death, to build a bridge of corpses, to get across to the enemy. And the enemy here, the Chaos, are more than willing to help them achieve that goal. Again, though, the Imperium have got just a little bit left in the tank here. The kill counters are starting to even out. Sorry, the armies are starting to even out here, and I'm a little bit worried about this flank. The Chaos are pushing hard across here now. The Imperium is running out of steam to throw units at this centre line. They can't keep up this attack. I mean, they are literally starting to run out of men to throw at this problem. What the Imperium really needs to do is break one of these flanks, or actually just get some really decent covering fire going. I think the Kriegers have been hampered a little bit by the terrain that they're having to deal with, because realistically, look at this, they're having to stand on top of the dead comrades to be able to fire over and in to the amassed hordes here of Chaos. That we are having a decent effect here on the Chaos army. But the Imperium man there dropping down just below 200,000 units. The Chaos at just over 200,000. It has been all in Chaos's favour here. A hard defence has been had. But they maybe have just enough units probably to survive another attack wave. But I think a third attack wave would definitely knock this area out. A few more bombardments as well and stuff like that will definitely dislodge this Chaos army here. But at the moment, the costly assault is starting to peter out on this side. The waves of men aren't as thick as they were before. The renegade gunners, though, they've got to give it to them. They've been laying down that covering fire. taking and absorbing losses here, allowing the demons to push forward and hold the lines. And look at the body piles that we've been building. They are truly magnificent. The Kriegers pushing forward, trying to get that shovel to connect with some Chaos Scum's head. And it's not happening for them just yet. But let's go over to our far flank over here, because it looks like the Chaos are starting to wrap the units around the remaining Imperial army here, who are caught now in this horrific crossfire here. The Kriegers are taking hundreds of losses as they try to push across this basically open field now, with almost no cover. I mean, we've got the Kriegers with their Hellball rifles trying to lay down some covering fire, but it might not be just enough at this point. Again, the Space Marines, I've hardly seen any of them. They're really hard to spot in amongst this massive horde here of units that we've had. Oh, look at that. We did finally take the command center in the center line here. But at what cost, ladies and gentlemen? At what cost? There's only a few spatterings of troops left pushing across here. The demons have been too much, but we've taken out a large chunk of the demons actually now. Maybe if we can take out the last few remaining demons, the horde will be able to push on forward. But what I think we'll do is just hit a tiny little time-lapse camera. I want to see if the Imperials actually manage to break through this flank over here, because that could be quite critical for them. We'll be back in a second. Well, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, it looks like the Imperial Guard has started to run out of reinforcements to throw into this flank here. And bit by bit, this attack is starting to peter out here. We have still got a bunch of Kriegers trying to lay down covering fire, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. I mean, we have got amassed rifles over this side. There is a lot of them, but the Chaos are pushing hard now from pretty much every single little flank here. I mean, we've just got these tiny little spatterings of troops just remaining out here that the Chaos are going to surge forward and try to clean out. Our only hope, realistically, is that we've still got enough firepower here and the Chaos aren't able to push into these groups effectively, and that we can just gun them all down from a distance. Again, we've still got this center command line over here that is holding firm. I don't know why we've still got it, but we have. We've still got Kriegers charging over this side. Look at this again. It's just becoming a shooting match now here between the last of the Kriegers with the rifles and the Chaos trying to surround them. Though the Kriegers are making a damn good account for themselves, that must be said. The Renegade Gunners are being swatted down like flies against the superior firepower that is coming out of our Krieger lines. The Kriegers here even dealing with the demons that are coming at them. They're still taking heavy losses, don't get me wrong, because that is a lot of firepower that is coming in towards them, but they're making a damn good account for themselves. The Chaos still taking heavy losses. We've only got 5,000 troops remaining on the field though, and it is just all these little scattered units like this. That is unfortunate for our Krieger army, but again, hopefully we'll be able to deal a lot of damage with what's remaining. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go over to, I think, probably this little group over here. If they're not dead already. Yeah, we'll watch this little group get surrounded very slowly but surely, and then we'll be back in a moment. Well, I think it's safe to say that the first wave has failed in its assault. The Chaos here now cleaning up the remaining forces that are left on the field. And I think we can be calling this battle here, ladies and gentlemen. But don't worry, the second wave will soon assault the Chaos and show them what for. And as always, I do hope you had a blast. I know I did. Please do comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. A massive shout out to all you channel members who helped keep this channel going. And if you're not a channel member, why the heck not click the join button down below. And while you're at it, go ahead and check out the amazing ChaoticPinky store. We got some really cool merch over there. With all that being said, as always, until next time, peace.